Rosy footage has been released showing what life is like inside a Florida detention center for immigrant children separated from their parents after local politicians wanting to inspect the living conditions were refused access. The Department of Health released the 5-minute video of children at the contractor-run Homestead Temporary Shelter for Unaccompanied Children in South Florida late on Wednesday. It paints a seemingly promising picture of young children eating together, playing sports, getting medical checkups and completing math and English educational tasks. Scroll down for video. The video, which was produced with taxpayer money, was released a day after Senator Bill Nelson accused the Trump administration of a cover-up after officials denied him entry on Tuesday to the detention center. Nelson and U.S. Representative While Wasserman Schultz, both Florida Democrats, went to the facility following reports it was receiving detained children who had arrived in the country illegally. He said 94 children were being held at the facility after being forcibly separated from their parents. Wasserman Schultz said the facility was being used for an estimated 1,000 children, aged 13 to 17, most of whom arrived as unaccompanied minors, and about 10% of whom are children separated from their families at the border. She said 2 other South Florida facilities were being used for younger children. Are they abusing these kids? Are they sleeping on the floor? Are they in cages, like we've seen in some videos? Wasserman Schultz asked after being barred from the building. While Wasserman Schultz said her staff were told the lawmakers would be welcomed warmly and allowed into the facility, Nelson said Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services Eric Hargan initially told him it would take 2 weeks for them to gain access. "I think what they're doing is a cover-up for the president," Nelson said. "It is an affront as the senior senator of this state that an agency head would tell me that I do not have entrance into a federally funded facility where the lives and health of children are at stake." Mostly talking and shouting to each other in Spanish. Earlier in the week, the Department of Health released photos of facilities in Brownsville, Texas and San Diego, California, where unaccompanied migrant children were being held. The release of the images and footage came as President Trump signed an executive order ending the policy of family separation for illegal immigrants following widespread backlash after it emerged that children were being held in cages. Trump's administration continues to battle the crisis prompted by his decision to arrest every illegal border crosser. Although he signed an executive order on Wednesday to stop children being separated from arrested parents, the crisis showed no sign of diminishing, with questions over when the separated children will be reunited with their families, and the Pentagon preparing to house as many as 20,000 under 18s on military bases. Share this article. Share Trump, when he signed his executive order on the issue on Wednesday, indicated that lobbying from Ivanka, who showed him pictures of the caged and kenneled children, and his wife Melania had caused him to have a change in heart. "Ivanka feels very strongly about it. My wife feels very strongly about it. I feel very strongly about it. I think anybody with a heart would feel very strongly about it," he said. The First Lady also saw the photos from the border and heard the recordings of children being separated from their families.